as always, every show we talk about the crime in Baltimore.
Yes, Baltimore City.
That is just, it's very, very heart-wrenching. Mm-hmm. It really is. Mm-hmm. You don't even want to watch the news anymore because it's just so much going on day after day with the violent crime. But just a quick question. Neighborhood watch. Do we have neighborhood watches anymore?
So I don't know that we do, but I know most neighborhoods have community associations.
Okay.
Some even go as far to have block captains, neighborhood generals, neighborhood connection points and places. The problem is, man, honestly, is that, you know, in a city where violence is so rampant, you know, it's hard to ask the citizens to do so much more than what they're already doing.
Yeah, that's true.
When, you know, we don't even feel like the police can protect the police. So
you
how are they going to protect us?
A awesome point there.
And we talked about it before about, you know, Maryland being open, not being an open carry firearm place.
Do you think that's the answer though?
I don't know that it is, because we've seen in places in Florida, you know, where, and then you know what, every state has its own ordinances. So I don't know that in Florida, in one county, you know, it's open carry and another it's not.
That
same as
stupid.
Marijuana. But I mean, it's possible because I mean, California is like that. A lot of different places are like that, where you know the laws are different per the county. But I don't know, man. I just feel like in this climate, you know, the people need to feel a little bit more armed and empowered. Mm-hmm. And the city council, in my opinion, is not really doing a damn thing. In part, I mean, there's some people that are new that are there on the council. The mayor is she hasn't even really ran through a full, you know, she's running through the end of her first term now. But I mean, there are problems that have been going on for years, and we continually vote the same way every time. So did you attend the school board meeting this time?
On the 22nd, no, I did not. I was sick.
I did watch it online. I watched it on a live. What did you take from that? Because I felt like the answers that from the questions that a lot of people were asking were being politically muddled down. Well,
that's what I figured was going to happen when they announced that they were going to have the meeting at Dunbar on the 22nd. Mm-hmm. I mean, I knew they were really not going to get any real concrete answers or a actual plan of how things will change. Mm-hmm. It's just not going to happen. The whole system needs to be revamped from the top to the bottom. Scrap it and start it all over again, because trying to fix, you know, the issues and along with the history and, you know, the funding and everything is almost impossible to do.
Yeah, it was a lot of deflection.
Oh yeah,
it was a lot of deflection going on.
Did you hear what the little girl was talking about, the substitute teachers?
No, what did she say about I missed that. I missed that part. What did she say about the substitute
teacher? She's a student, and she was complaining about the substitute teacher. She was like, what is the hiring process? What is the requirement? She was like, they're horrible. She was like, sometimes damn near criminal in some of the things that they do while they're there, you know, being a substitute. And, you know, they explained, of course, they kind of deflected and said, well, this is the reason why we need substitutes. That's not what that child asked for.
Right.
You know, she wanted to know what the requirements was. And supposedly you're supposed to have a 4-year degree. I know that is a lie.
That's not true.
I know that is a lie.
Yeah.
But they didn't really, you know, give her a concrete answer. And I've heard some horror stories about substitute teachers. I remember a few substitute teachers I had, and I was like, how?
Well, I mean, yeah, and the fact that, you know, if anything that you went to school with and resonate with what the kids are going through today is a shame, because, you know, you are years removed from that element.
Right.
But I felt like it was a lot of deflection going on. The other thing that I wanted to know was, because I remember hearing, I was cleaning and cooking at the same time. Well, you know,
multitasking.
You gotta do it. And I had the Facebook Live, you know, going. I had the live stream going, and I heard that a city council member presented himself to be there. And when I glanced, it was a white male. I don't know what district. He didn't say his name.
Yeah.
But the question that I have is, you know, how many city council members were there? How many elected officials were there?
I don't think it was. Probably none.
I highly doubt that there was any there.
Probably none.
And this is
it's not election time. That's the only time you see them.
And this is the thing that I have an issue with, man. It's like we continue to vote the status quo. I mean, there's some good people out there, like Corey McCray is running for senator. I happen to like him, if for nothing else, that he's in the community. Like, if you want to find him, you're going to find him. He's going to be somewhere. He's going to be there. So I happen to like that about him. I don't know. I know he's on some committees, and I haven't really followed him and his committee work, but I like the fact that he knows his people. Like, he knows his people. He takes that old school approach to know his people, and he's out there. You got to be out there.
And then we also have a new police commissioner since we left.
Yeah, we have a new police commissioner, Daryl
Kevin
D'Souza.
Davis has been fired. He's gone. He's out of here. I don't know if that was the answer, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But I have a very diminished faith in our police department. No, not defeated. I just think that this is another institution that needs to be revamped from the top to the bottom. It's like the issues are run so deep. I think it will take more effort and time to try to repair than it would to just start over.
I will say, you know, Kevin Davis was there, and he wasn't Pugh's guy. So I mean, she kind of gave him some time. And D'Souza, the guy that they have now, he's a Bronx, New York native. He came up through the ranks, and he was the Northeast major when I first bought my home out there. And that brother, he's a community police officer. He's very personable. He believes in the people. He knows his people. He knows his communities. He believes.
I believe that's the largest district, the Northeast.
I'm not sure. I wouldn't be on record to say it.
I'm not a fan. I lived in the Northeastern district.
That's true.
I seen so many atrocities from the police department. Experienced them, some firsthand and some secondhand. So
I mean, I'm just saying, personally meeting him and knowing that, you know, he started very largely in the community. Like, he attended a lot of community meetings. Even when he was no longer the major of the Northeastern District, when Furley Elementary, which is no longer operational, I believe, when Furley Elementary had a program for dads to come in and spend a day with their sons, he made it his business to come out and do it.
You know, it's
a start.
It's a start.
Yeah.
I think community policing is a start. Definitely getting to know the people that you are policing is definitely a big part of it.
He definitely takes that to heart. And like I was telling you earlier on the phone, not on the phone, but I was telling you earlier here that I definitely seen a lot more officers in Northeast. So I don't know that, you know,
just out on the street, like what?
Yeah, like everywhere. Like, I've seen them everywhere, you know, positioned at quote unquote hot spots and things of that nature. I don't know so much that I've seen that over west where I'm at. And it's just, even though it's such a small city, it's so many different dynamics at play. So I don't know. But I like the guy. We're gonna
try to remain hopeful.
Yeah, he's the first guy in that position that I personally can say I know and I like.
Maybe some things can come about this new leadership. Let's see.
Right.
All right, let's hit on Colin Kaepernick 10 for 10 challenge. Are you familiar?
I'm familiar enough.
Colin Kaepernick has done a 10 for 10 challenge where he was donating $1 million to 10 different organizations, and he reached out to 10 different celebrities to pick an organization.
Yep.
And each one of those celebrities also either matched what Colin decided to donate, or they surpassed what he decided to donate. I thought this was super dope. I really enjoyed seeing the different organizations, learning a little bit more about each one that was presented, and a lot of them were entertainers or athletes that stepped up to donate to these worthy organizations. So I give a big kudos to Colin Kaepernick. I mean, through it all of the negativity and the adversity and that is going on surrounding him, he's still making time to give back, and I just think that's amazing.
Yeah, shout out to Colin Kaepernick, man. Yes. Shout out to his civic service, and
he's still working out too. Good. Okay.
Why was that relevant? Was that relevant?
It's relevant.
Was that relevant for him trying to get a job?
He's not sitting at home just wasting away. Well, he's still out there. He's still in the gym. He's in the community.
He's one of the top. He's a world class athlete. I mean,
Yes.
and he's young, so
Yes, he is.
You sound like you got a man crush.
Kudos.
Sound like you got a man crush from Kaepernick.
I mean, he's one of my favorite celebrities.
Good job.
He's one of the favorites.
Jen. Good job, Jen. Shoot your shot. Yeah.
Okay. Black Panther.
Yes.
February 16th.
Yes.
Did you get your tickets yet? Pre-sales are breaking historic records. For Black Panther. I have talked about this every time we get on there. I got my Black Panther shirt in the mail yesterday with my boys.
Yes.
We are excited. We are ready.
Yes.
I'm ready. So get your tickets.
Did you get
the
tickets
movie.
though? Did you get tickets though?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I got my pre-sale tickets. Support the movie. If you don't know about it, learn a little bit about it. Go grab a comic book.
So now that you sold yourself out, how much information have you learned about it?
I told you I would be prepared before I went to see the movie.
Oh, you are bullshitting.
No, I'm dead serious. I'm going to be prepared. Now, I have not read the comics. I know somewhat about the history of Black Panther. However, I love what it represents, so I'm here for it.
But you don't have to read all of the comics.
I'm saying I'm gonna get one.
Get summaries. You can get the whole. You can get something. You gotta do better.
I will be prepared before we go to the movie. I'm telling you. I promise. I know.
Okay.
I'm gonna be ready.
Okay.
Well, you gonna stop coming for me? Like I said what I said.
Along with Black Panther, we gotta briefly talk about Black Lightning.
Black Lightning, yes, that comes on CW.
Comes on CW Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. right before The Flash. And Black Lightning is one of the older major mainstream black comic superheroes. Came out in the 70s ish, a little bit after Black Panther. I want to say it's DC's first black superhero, but I'm not 100,000% sure. But it's up there. It's definitely one of the first.
Right? Okay.
It's DC Comics is one of their first 3 to 4 black superheroes, and Black Lightning, man, is his story is so relevant to the time and culture because his story takes place in Metropolis, the same place as Superman,
right?
But it takes place in their little neighborhood of Metropolis.
The hood.
So it's the hood of Metropolis. Like it's the hood to where Superman rarely had to go in there. And so Black Lightning, who's from there, grew up there, has these powers, has been taking care of this neighborhood for years and years. And if you watch the show, you see the elements of it now. So where they're bringing you in on the show is the aftermath of Black Lightning. It's the new Black Lightning, to where he has his 2 daughters. He's a principal, and he tried to put down the mask, but now his circumstances, have brought him back.
He's back.
And I watched the first episode. It's raw. I mean, it's even better in a sense than the Netflix superhero shows.
Oh wow.
So I could see some people, as you mentioned, I could see some people saying, it's not really for little kids.
Right.
But I still
was told
think
that this is probably not the show to watch with the children.
Yeah, I mean the first episode was kind of it was pushing it. It's pushing that Netflix boundary, but
which is surprising because the CW is not even a cable network. It's like a regular TV network.
But the CW has had. The CW, in terms of the referencing of the lesbian scene, I haven't watched it, but the CW has had multiple gay scenes on plenty of shows, from The Flash to Legends of Tomorrow to Arrow. They've had that on there plenty of times, so I wouldn't say that part of it is, but it definitely gets there. It definitely gets raw, but it's blackness.
Sign of the time.
It's blackness all the way through, though. Like you have a black father raising 2 strong black women, trying to improve his community, and obviously in desperate and dire times in the neighborhood. And it's black. I mean, it's all the way live.
You identify with Black Lightning?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You feel like you can
definitely
identify with Black
Lightning? Most definitely.
Okay, so yeah. Tune in to Black Lightning, y'all. Watch it and support that show.
For sure.
The Chi.
You gotta talk about The Chi because I canceled Showtime.
Man, The Chi is so good. So the first episode had me ready to cry. Like, real talk. I'm not gonna tell y'all what happened.
We're into
like the 3rd or 4th episode of of The Chi, but I love the way it's written. It's multiple storylines. Each storyline is very captivating. Each storyline is, it just reels you in. It reels you in and it holds you there. But if I could compare it to anything, I would kind of say it's almost along the lines of The Wire.
Yeah.
However, it's in Chicago. But I love it. I absolutely love it. Like after the second episode, I was like, I don't even think I want to watch it no more. I got so into it.
So many people said that.
Cry. Like I'm like, I don't even think I want to see it anymore.
So many people said
because
that
it's such a slap of reality. Like even. You gotta say, is it art imitating life, or is it life imitating art? Because you do have to deal with the murders of some African American young men and the circumstances that surround it. It's just heartbreaking. It's just really heartbreaking. But these are things that really happen, and sometimes these things play out the way it's playing out in the series. However, it is suspenseful. You have your level of drama. There is some comedy there. You ain't gonna have nothing with black people.
Is there nudity?
Yeah, there are definitely sex scenes.
Facts.
There's definitely nudity.
I can't watch a Showtime network show and there ain't no nudity. That goes for HBO, Stars, all of the above. If I pay premium money, I need to see premium nudity.
So yes, tune into The Chi. It comes on Sunday nights, I believe, at 10 p.m.
I got a Fire Stick.
Definitely support and watch that show. It's really good.
I might get Showtime back just for it.
Did we hit all the quickies? I think we did. XFL. You want to talk about the XFL?
Yeah. So
the
today
XFL is making a comeback. All right.
Yeah. So today Vince McMahon let it be known. He announced officially that the XFL is resurging. I believe the XFL came out like 97-ish, I think. And instead of trying to directly go at the NFL and its viewing base by airing during the same time, he's planning on airing during the off season of the NFL, which is extremely smart. Very smart. And well played, sir. Myself and Diamond K was saying, I think if he takes this approach, kind of like the LeVar Ball approach, which if you think about it, this is so dope. LeVar Ball is saying he wants to create a league for cats that don't want to go to college. They might not make the NBA, but they have their own league. I gotta say that while Vince McMahon might not have been totally influenced by him, I would dare and argue with somebody that he had to be influenced a little bit by LeVar Ball, because you're challenging the status quo. And he already did it before, but the fact that he's taking this approach was a smarter, more reasonable, more tangible approach, especially while the NFL and a lot of folks' minds is wounded. But if he takes this approach where he takes people that are 3 to 4 or a couple years removed from high school that can play on a grown man level, or guys that were in college that were good but never got a shot in the NFL the way that they should, or guys that are junior colleges, or guys that are around here in the league that have been cut, that are talented, that can play, he might actually be on to something. Yeah, I mean, I'm always with going against the grain and trying something new, so I'm definitely curious to see how this is going to work out. Yeah, what people don't realize is in football, unlike basketball, there are a lot less avenues. So the NFL was flirting with the idea of creating different sub-leagues, like the NBA has different sub-leagues, but they haven't figured it out financially to the way that they want it to work. So I think right now, if Vince does that, you're now presenting an option for players, instead of going to the Canadian Football League, to have something in America that'll get big name recognition in broadcasting and hopefully some big banks. Okay. Big banks. So we're going to look forward to that. So be on the lookout for the XFL coming soon. All right. We hit all our quickies. Yeah, I think so. So now we're about to jump into it. Let's go into sex dolls. Let's go into sex dolls. Actually, we could briefly touch. Yeah, let's go into sex dolls. Let's go into sex dolls. I mean, you already brought it up. Yeah, let's go into sex dolls. So we were talking on air. I mean, not on air. We were talking off air. We were talking about the guy Derek Johnson, I think his name is, and then you had Hilarious Omar with
his name is Derek Jackson.
Derek Jackson. You had Omar Hilarious, I think, or Hilarious Omar with a response to him, and there was another brother prior to that I've seen his videos recently. I think he's a Navy officer that responded. Virtually, this guy Derek Jackson is saying, you know, why a brother is talking about how sex dolls are going to replace women. You know, you can't even afford this. You can't afford dates, child support, all of this.
By the way, these sex dolls are $2,000.
Saying that $2,000 dolls, basically bashing men to get across his point. And Omar and others said, look, bruh, this was a joke. Black men out here, everyday black man at least ain't out here about to spend $2,000 on a sex doll when we love our black women. And I had some people debating on my Facebook saying, well, black men been bashing black women forever, this, that, and the third. And it's just like, come on, man. Like, he kind of went a little too far. You know, we know people were saying that these sex dolls are going to replace y'all in joking spirit. It's not like it's actuality.
Well, let's just talk about this.
Let's talk about the sex toy aspect of it.
First of all, sex dolls have been around for a very long time. They are not new. It did not just happen 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Sex dolls have been out for a very long time. I don't know what happened with this whole resurgence of it. This is one of the things I cannot stand about the internet. It takes one thing and it goes off on this tangent and it just goes too far.
Yes.
But so that's the thing right now I'm seeing a lot of on my timeline. However,
speak on it from the sex toy aspect, because you even expressed some sentiments to say, well, you know, women have dildos. We have what did you call it?
I didn't bring that up.
You said
Diamond Keyboard.
No, but you said women have something small, slight, in the sense that it's, I don't know what the word you use.
It's kind of different because you're talking about with like a dildo. That's actually an appendage. That
an appendage, right?
That is
not an entire doll
type of sex toy. When you're talking about an entire doll, I think it becomes more disturbing because it's trying to completely mimic a person.
So
I think with the appendage you're mimicking the sensation or the act,
right.
But with the doll you're just completely trying to replace a whole person, almost in a sense. I don't know, but I mean, men have sex toys, women have sex toys. I think that toys should be used to enhance the experience in having sex with a partner.
So how do your appendages enhance the sexual experience with a partner?
It can. It depends on how it's used.
How?
It can be used in multiple ways. Sometimes, you know, if you're not sustaining an erection long enough, you might want to use it.
But how does that enhance it for both people?
It can, because if you receive pleasure from seeing your partner pleasure, then that's something that you can, you know, find pleasurable. But in any instance,
I disagree.
Like I said, the toys can be used, you know, amongst each other, you know, and it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be something, you know, that you do in the moment or whatever. But as far as the doll goes,
in today's day,
I don't know. I mean, if you go over your homeboy house and he got his doll sitting on a chair and be like, yo, you need to speak to Susan while you just walk past her, you might feel some kind of way. But your homegirl might have a dildo in her dresser that you might see on the humble and be like, oh, so you want a rough patch. I think it, you know, it's a bit different, but opposed to her having a whole sex doll laying in her bed and be like.
But see, you really? Also got to remember how men operate. We not like y'all. We have boundaries.
Thank God y'all not like us.
Women, y'all tell each other everything. Well, I'm speaking generally, anecdotally, just from my experience. But women tend to tell each other everything. Where men, we'll give you 75, maybe 80% of the story. Like, we'll be like, yeah, man, you know what I mean? Shit was fouled out, you know what I'm saying? But we'll leave out the fine details.
Oh, but what he didn't tell you was.
Yeah, and on the other end, and the receiving end of knowing doing is we be knowing, like, all right, let me fill in the blanks. Like, I know that this probably could have happened, but that ain't my business. Y'all, on the other hand, be like, girl, let me tell you how much he make. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you that. Let me tell you this.
Details.
So if I was to go to my homeboy house and I seen the sex doll, I would clown him. I would then be inquisitive, and then I'd be like, you know what, my man, I don't need to know how it goes down. I don't need to know everything. I don't need to know the brand. I don't need to know how you store it. I don't need to know how you clean it.
But even
that's on you.
But with any sex toy, it's not supposed to be used as a replacement, though.
But a lot of people are using. You can't. I mean, just because you're speaking relative to yourself. Because there are some people, if you have a toy, so you telling me there aren't any people with dildos that are just substituting that strictly for men? Like, even lesbian interactions are utilizing that to substitute the
That's not a substitute
sensation
for a man, though.
In a lesbian relationship, where they want to be with a woman, but they want that male sensation. So you're right in the sense that they're not substituting the man. They're choosing to be with a woman, but you are physically substituting the male sex organ.
You're fulfilling the sensation, yeah.
You're substituting the male sex organ, right. Because you while one can argue I could substitute the male companionship, you can't substitute the male organ without having the male organ.
I even seen they got robots.
Male robots?
No,
female
the one
robots.
I saw was female.
Yeah.
And like she remembers like your favorite stuff, and it was really creepy.
Well, I mean, like the guy said on the video, man, people want to be creeps, let them be creeps, and in today's day and age, you know, we're telling people not to be so judgmental.
Yeah, I get that. However, every time I see stuff like that, I think about like iRobot. I don't think it's going to end well.
But we do that with so many different things. We do that with Alexa. You know,
that freaks me out too. I'm not a part of that.
I'm not a part of that gang either. It's like instead of
because how I know what you listening to? How I know when you stop or start listening? Nah.
And then you have and then with everybody who has the internet at their fingertips, you like, Alexa, look this up for me, motherfucker. Look it up for yourself.
It's very lazy. Yes.
Yeah, like
it's dumbing us down, to be honest.
Yeah. So I mean, this is where we're going. You know, you got the parking assist. You got the parking assist. You got all of these different type of things. So I mean, we kind of been heading in this direction. I mean, I'm not gonna bash another dude for the sex dolls.
The sex dolls will I believe is kind of decreasing the social interaction. Like,
well, that's already been diminished.
I mean, yeah, we're kind of on the
and a lot of people.
That.
We can go on a limb and be ignorant for once and say a lot of the people that might use a sex doll are not very socially. They're apt people, so we could be ignorant in that and say that.
I think that would be
that'd be a fair ignorant statement.
Yeah, I guess you can.
If they want to skeet in a sex doll, let them skeet.
Oh,
like Michael Rappaport says, let him skeet. Skeet.
It's just I don't see this ending well. I hope that it's just like one of those things that just die off, and you know.
It ain't. I mean. Yeah, I mean, some of them joints look super real. Like when I looked at the first glance, some of them joints look super real.
Yeah, like too real. And then they brought up the dolls that mimic the children for pedophiles. You see?
Oh, no, that's just
that's
criminal.
A whole nother thing.
That should just be criminal.
So it's like,
but
that's the thing. When you open that door.
Nah, but that, I mean, there has to be. You have to close that motherfucker though.
No.
We're talking now. If you said it was for little people, if you said it mimicked a little person, that's different. Maybe you got a little person fetish, but you talk about a child.
But you know they have a whole.
That's criminal.
I understand that. They have a whole following though, but my thing is, when you open that door, you gotta remember when you're opening that door, there's gonna be some adverse stuff going on behind.
There's gonna be some adverse effects.
You know, so
yes.
Yeah, you gotta keep. What
did your sister say on the Facebook Live?
What did I just walk into?
Welcome.
I don't know.
Welcome.
Okay, so yeah, sex dolls. I'ma just y'all come to y'all.
If they want to skeet in a sex doll, let them skeet. I do want to know, however, how you do, because somebody did bring that up. Like, how they gonna clean them?
They probably won't.
I see. That's something I couldn't get with.
So that'd be a whole another problem. Then you're gonna have a whole different type of bacteria.
That's just nasty.
Named after the sex doll.
That's just nasty.
Yeah, it is.
Clean them sex dolls out, brother.
You might want to. It might be in your best interest. Okay, so we're going to move on. Let's talk about love and hip hop and the whole Afro Latina
Mara Negra.
I don't know what people's problem is, because I really feel like unless you're Caucasian, you're black to me. Other nationalities pretty much have African heritage, have African roots. You started from you're indigenous of Africa, so I don't see what the big issue is.
Well, the big issue is what we were talking about with Diamond K off air. The big issue is that a lot of people are misinformed and not hip to the historical context. And also, there are a lot of people with Latino descent that really don't understand their African heritage. So even in this sense, even if you don't have the melanin to the degree, so I have to disagree and push back with you a little bit. Okay. So if you can find a brother or a sister out there that is Hispanic or Latino and they're light, they're very light, right? You're gonna see some that look more Caucasian, but then some that look more light skinned, and you can tell that they're Hispanic, right? So the reality is, at some point, your people came over here, and at some point, the Spaniards or the Europeans came over this side of the hemisphere. But we know they stopped in Africa. So we know that they, at one point, the Spaniards mixed and they intermingled with Africans and indigenous Indian people.
The Spaniards are African. See, that's the thing. When you're talking about African people, we come in so many different hues. Yes. We are very extremely light, and we could be extremely dark.
Yes.
But nevertheless, the basis of most nationalities are of African descent. I would even argue that all of them, except for Caucasians.
The whole cradle of civilization.
You're talking about Asians. You're talking about Spanish. You're talking about. You go anywhere across the globe. Yeah. Honestly, like, they're made up of African heritage. The whole cradle of civilization has always been tied back to Africa, with the oldest skeleton being found there. Right. But that's why I'm saying I'm pushing back to you, because when you're talking about the Caucasoid, whatever it is, that is from a specific region of people, and they have specific features. So even the people that are Hispanic and they look down on people that are black or negra or whatever, they don't realize that they, like, to your point, that there is an African basis. When we're talking about this Love and Hip Hop Miami situation, we're talking about DJ, I forget his name. I want to say it's DJ Miami. I don't know. I forget his name. And then Mara Negra and their interaction. Mara Negra.
So, did you see that? You haven't watched it.
I haven't. I purposefully haven't watched Love and Hip Hop Miami. It's nothing about it that makes me want to watch it.
Trina's on there.
I like Trina too.
There, so I watch it.
I like
Trina's on there, so I watch it.
But no, I don't watch it. But this is not a new issue either.
It's not.
You have some people who just completely deny their African heritage. You have, like I said, you have certain Mexicans you see that are darker than me, or lighter than me. But I think that I agree. It's just a lack of knowledge of history.
Then you also have to look at it this way, right? It's like what happened on the episode was he was telling her that the Afro look that she walks around with, he was saying he virtually did a bad job of saying, his name is DJ Hollywood. He did a bad job of explaining to her what he was saying. He was basically trying to tell her, I get the black power, I get the Afro, I get the Beyonce look. That's what he kind of called it. He said, but you got to switch it up. People don't always want to see that, and he's telling her something that the entire industry is gonna tell her if they haven't already. I don't think he was doing it to be malicious, but she's continuing to run on that platform to get her some notoriety, and I think it's gonna, like Diamond K said, and if you've been just a little bit in the music business, like I've been a little bit in the music business, Diamond K's in it, that going into situations with controversy, if it's not marketable controversy, it's not going to work for you. And here's where the double standard for men and women come from. If this is 50 Cent coming at the world, and we ain't talk about that, if this is 50 Cent coming at the world and having controversy, the labels found a way to make that sell. At one point they didn't, but they found a way. So she's coming into this and she's making this the focus, where she should be really focusing more about her. If you look at the Breakfast Club interview, they literally initially jumped right into it. They didn't talk about none of her music, her history, where she's been from. None of that. So I think you know, she's kind of doing herself a disservice to some degree. But you know, and you look at
and she's a very pretty lady. Yeah, she's a very pretty woman.
Yeah.
She has this huge 1970s full.
I don't like the fact that she puts extensions in it though.
I love her afro. I think it's pretty dope.
But isn't it fake if you put extensions in it?
Yeah, I mean, it is fake. It could be a wig or extensions, whatever. I mean, regardless what it is, I like how it looks. I mean, that's one of the beautiful things about being a woman. We can be versatile with our hair and you know, with makeup and, you know, nails and everything. So we can have a million different looks. But I like her afro.
Yeah, and then, I mean, going deeper into what she's saying, though, at the root of what she's saying, she's very accurate. There is a colorism form or a colorism discrimination and prejudice in the Hispanic community. You know, like I said, my family is from Panama, and most of my siblings are dark. And I have one that is lighter rather, but, you know, they've grown up in that environment in New York City, in New York, where, you know, lighter Hispanics look down on dark Hispanics. And it happens in Dominican, in DR, and it happens all over, but it also happens in America. We for years and decades have had the colorism battles with dark skin versus light skin. Right. Oh, well, you dark skin, so you this. Oh, I like her because she's pretty and she light skin. So this is nothing new. This is all stemming from one place. This is stemming from colonial slavery.
Skin bleaching is really big in like the islands, Jamaica,
Trinidad.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a huge problem. It's an ongoing problem, unfortunately. Like I said, it's been.
But I think it's necessary for her to bring it up in the Latino community that is going on, and I think she will do some good to be an advocate for that. I think she needs to create a better platform.
She's creating a conversation.
She's definitely creating a conversation.
And I like that. I mean, these are things that you need to talk about. Things that you need to know how people feel. Because, like I said, it's been going on forever. Yeah, so I'm here for it. I'm also curious to see what kind of music she puts out. So we'll see. I don't know, but I'm not watching the show.
Well, speaking of the show, I mean, I've heard her music a little bit, and it sounds for the genre. You know, I don't know if it's reggaeton or whatever it is, but she kicks that shit. It's dope. Like, I like it. Love and Hip Hop Miami is not so much entertaining as the other places.
Yeah, I'm an Atlanta and New York fan.
Yeah, sad to say, I think a lot more people on that show got their shit together. So,
so it's not that entertaining. It's not that
entertaining. You need a little bit more crazy and unstable people. In Miami, they got that real southern, you know, way about them that they just like. They not for the nonsense, you know what I'm saying? So it's not really that entertaining. Is Trick Daddy, of a show.
Is he really active on the show?
Trick Daddy is active on the show.
I know he don't be for it.
Nah,
he ain't for it.
He's active on the show, and he's married to Trina's cousin.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And they talk, and he's going. They discussing he's been separated from his wife for 4 years. And
wait a minute, 4 years?
She left him 4 years ago, and now she's coming back around. And it's not really clear what her intentions are, but he's kind of like, yo, I'm done with you. You know, you left me, you left this life, I left you. And, you know, she was like, but it's not all about the money and security. You don't know me, this and the third. I mean, so he's on there. He's on there. I didn't think he would be that active either.
Trick love the kids.
Yeah, and Pretty Ricky's on there. Pretty Ricky's back together. That dynamic's pretty interesting.
Pretty Ricky got back together?
Yeah, Pretty Ricky.
Wow.
All of the boy bands since the New Edition movie came out are like, yo, we gotta do this.
Let's do this.
I do this. I don't blame them though.
Yeah, they should.
I don't blame them.
They absolutely should, because Pretty Ricky was definitely killing the game.
Yeah, they get that money
for a minute.
And it's dope. I think it's dope to kind of see the brotherhood that they have that you wouldn't really see off on camera.
Oh, okay.
Like you could tell like they've been through some things together and that they really bang with each other, and that's pretty dope. I mean, I think it would be dope to see Drew Hill.
Well, you see, I saw the Dipset got back together too.
Dipset reunion.
I'm here for that though.
Dipset reunion is in full motion.
I'm definitely here for that.
The Cam and Mace beef.
I never really understood the whole beef with
Cam and Mace.
Cam and Jim. Like, all right, y'all get it together.
Well, Jim was always, if you look at it historically, Jim has always been Cam's henchman.
Yeah.
And for lack of better words, and it's like when you beefing with the team, Jim is like, he gonna go 100%. He's verbalized this. And I mean, what's going on recently is like Cam has always took a position to say, I never diss Mace, I just tell the truth. And so,
did you hear the diss that Mace did?
Yeah, I mean, to me, right now at this point, it's like, fam, you've been a preacher, you've been a pastor.
Yeah,
it's kind of like,
I mean, but lyrically though,
it was all right.
I liked it.
It was okay. I mean, speaking
Mace
of
had
beefs,
to remind people. That's all. Mace had to remind people.
Speaking of beefs, 50 and Ja Rule back at it again.
For what though? For what? I mean, for real. For what?
Well, in the new promotion of Den of Thieves,
okay,
which I heard is good.
I heard it was really good. I need to see it.
Somebody asked some 50 something, and O'Shea kind of like instigated somehow. I'm not I didn't fact check it, and 50 said something about Ja, like if he sees Ja, you know, he would wrap him up. He would wrinkle the school clothes.
My God.
And so Ja instantly took to social media and just went ham, and it's been on ever since. And I mean, countless people have tried to reconcile this beef, from Fat Joe. Fat Joe and 50 are not beefing no more. Fat Joe's trying to reconcile, and it's just not gonna happen.
I don't think so either.
It's not gonna happen. 50,
I think this beef runs too deep.
It does, because it stems from street stuff.
Yeah.
And at that time, I remember being in New York at that time. In that area. It was
50 literally killed his career. Like, he never came back from
very true
the verbal assault.
Very true.
First of all, 50 is in the wrong profession. 50 need to be a comedian. He is funny as hell.
He does have the show on BT.
I don't think that's funny though. I like his stuff on Instagram. It's not
as funny as he is. Yeah.
On Instagram, oh my goodness, he is ridiculous. Him and The Game.
Yeah,
they are hilarious.
The Game is one of my favorite artists, man.
And we want to talk about man crushes.
He's one of my favorite artists.
That is my ultimate man crush.
Oh my gosh!
I have a serious love for The Game.
Change your drawers.
Keep it here, whatever.
Change your drawers.
The love is real.
The Game is dope.
It's the real kind.
The Game is dope, but
he does a lot of community activism stuff as
he's
well.
Dope. He's in the street, man.
I remember he came to Baltimore. He was like giving kids like $100 bills in the projects.
He's in the street.
What you doing?
The Game is in the street, man. Like, but that's the thing about all them guys, like 50 and all of them. They all connected.
Don't try coming here.
I ain't gonna come in here
and be all loud
after he done smashed.
Right.
He was eating something good. I need to know where it was at. Give me the pen.
We had Taste This.
Taste This was smelling that good?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Damn, they normally don't smell that good. And wait a minute. Shout out to the silent killer Nikki. I ain't seen her in the month of Sundays.
Right, and then she came in here with food.
Month of Sundays, came in here with food. Ain't say hi, nothing. Just came in, fed herself. And kept herself in the back. Good to see you, though.
He missed our conversation on sex dolls, but we're not gonna bring it back up.
He been following. He been following, but we've been holding out.
That's not what the issue is. Oh, you gonna put that in there?
We've been holding out. Nah, screw that. We've been holding out for you, though. We've been holding out for you, though.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
As a man.
Right? Oh, damn it.
As a man.
Right, this is where I stop.
Do you feel that we have to change our image in certain circumstances to get whatever it is that we want?
So I can say I have two parts to that answer. I say as a man, yes, but I say it's not exclusive to just men.
No, but I'm just talking specifically about men.
Absolutely,
right
absolutely.
Okay, so for instance, we want a job. Let's just say comfortably, we don't like dressing up.
Yeah.
We like just wearing sweats and being thugged out.
Yeah.
That's how we feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But we going into to get a job.
Yeah.
We have to dress accordingly.
Right.
We have to change our image up. We have to be professional. We have to maybe not be technically who we are.
Correct.
Because we are dealing in corporate America or wherever it is that we're trying to work. Now, let's just say you got braids, like long hair braids, right? Like you straight thugging. You gonna have to do something with that. You had to cut that. It's gonna have to be more manageable.
You gotta be fresh.
Yeah. Why does it have to be more manageable? Because you're operating in a professional environment.
I feel like you're getting to something.
Do men go around and say, "Nah, yo, that's fucked up. I can't be me, dog"? No, we don't say that shit.
Actually, they do.
No, we don't.
Some do.
They absolutely do.
Okay,
most men that have a good head on their shoulders know what time it is.
Correct.
But what you're speaking about is
you see where I'm going. You see, I'm setting the table right now.
I don't know if I want to see. But what you're speaking about, though, it goes both ways for men and women. However, I will say women are less.
For a minute
I would say women. Oh no, this goes along with my Black Male Empowerment series. But I will say women are less. They're less threatened in this aspect, and it's not just a business perspective. When we're on the street, right?
Pink. Yeah.
Oh, they negotiating candy. When we're on the street, right? When you're walking past an officer or somebody, as a man, you're gonna be more physically intimidating than most women are.
But that's the reason. But I'm just saying it happens though.
So what you're speaking about is what W.E.B. No, was it him? I think it was W.E.B. that talked about the dual. It's the dual. He called it a dual identity. Virtually, I'm not getting the role right, but virtually is the black man's ability to be in and out of being himself and then being what society wants him to be, and a double consciousness. He called it a double consciousness, and it pertains to everybody.
Yes,
but he spoke about it as a black male, and it's different degrees of everything.
Now,
I'm waiting for
is it possible for a man? Just speaking on men right now.
I feel like he's preaching the same.
Is it possible for a man to do what's necessary when it comes to business?
Yeah.
And then turn that off and be whoever he is whenever he's off?
Yeah.
Possible.
And not lose himself?
Yeah.
Possible. Probably.
No. Well, wait a minute. What are you saying?
Can you go to work and dress and act different than you do when you're not at work?
I do it every day.
And do it every day?
I do it every day.
Okay, perfect. Now, we just talking about men. We need to get to women yet.
So we just talking about men. This is all about us right now.
Strictly men. Now,
Jax, good luck.
Now, not only do we have to do that, we are expected to do that.
Yes.
If we don't do that, we'll get labeled as, "Oh, you're not a real man," or you know what I mean. We get a label if we don't do that.
I get what you're saying.
Now,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're going
this is
to.
Black or white.
I get what you're going to.
This is Afro Latino. That is the masculine.
Yes.
Or Anglo-Saxon, Canadian, Asian, Germanian.
You
know what I'm saying?
I feel like this is a
Spanish American.
So you're throwing out the cultural part of it. You're putting in the gender as the focus.
I'm throwing out the
don't matter your culture. You're talking about the gender.
I'm still waiting for the punchline.
Talking about the gender.
I don't know what's going on.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about everybody.
So what's happened? What happened? So what happened?
Now, when you widen it a little bit more, when you widen the lens a little bit more, and you go back and you say, now let's talk about the women.
Yeah. I'm where you going. I'm with you.
When you talk about women in the same context,
correct. A lot of
correct.
Now they look at it a little bit differently.
Absolutely.
If they can't be whatever it is they want, so like, and let me say this: I have 3 sisters. Okay. So I've grown up seeing different women.
Different dynamics.
Right. Now, it's so deep that if a woman wants to dress a certain way,
yes,
that may be inappropriate in some people's eyes.
Yes,
for an office space.
I'm with you. I've been with you.
They will defend the right for them to dress how they want.
Yep.
Because they feel that they should be able to express themselves however
as
they
a
want.
woman.
And you as a man, the reason why it's deemed unacceptable for certain spaces is because it distracts men.
Let me stop you. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
So prime example. Working for a government agency.
Absolutely.
Women are allowed to wear they're not allowed to wear open-toed shoes, but a lot of them get away with it with no one saying anything. You can have skirts.
Yep.
You can have cleavage and slits shown on your shirt.
Yep.
If it's hot, you can wear capris that go down past your knees. But when you look at it as a gender-based, men have to have slacks all the way down. Yep. Or a polo shirt. Nothing in between. There's nothing less.
There's no short weather. There's no
mid capris either.
Winter weather, short weather. It's all the same.
All the same.
We can't come in there with the Jesus Christ sandals on.
Nope. The chancletas
with the thong.
Can't come with the chancletas.
We can't. We straight. Gotta wear one thing. And we don't complain about it. We don't make no big movement about it.
We do it.
There's no hashtag.
We do it.
Just accept for what it is.
We do it.
And that's and we just accept.
We do it.
We just accept this.
We can't. We don't have the color hair.
Right. We can't do none of that.
We don't do none of that.
We can't. And they can wear hats. There's ways that they allow the freak
head wraps,
wear and all that
head
kind
wraps.
of stuff. We can't do none of that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And we let it go. We let it ride.
Yep.
And women like wear things. Mm-hmm. However, and if they feel like it's something that they want to wear, mm-hmm. they find a way to wear it. Mm-hmm. And you can't say nothing. You can't look at them crazy because this is what she want to wear.
Jen,
right?
Jen, do you have something on that?
Am I lying or am I flying?
I'm just waiting for him to get to the point.
Now, when it comes to entertainment,
I'm listening.
When it comes to entertainment, mm-hmm. right? You're pushing something. You're marketing something. Mm-hmm. Men being marketed as romantic, leading man, right?
Okay.
There's a certain way that they market a leading man.
Shirt off.
Right? Shirt off.
Yeah.
Some kind of way that attracts the women's, you know what I mean, loins or uppings, whatever.
Yes.
Some way it kind of gets
women
a tingle for them.
Yes.
They market to the inner woman.
Yes.
Or gay man, whichever we're talking about. Right? So I'm going to be fair for everybody. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's what happens. Men are objectified.
Yes.
What's the guy's name who I don't like?
Terry Crews?
No, I like
say
Terry
which
Crews.
one?
What's the one? This woman wants to marry me, y'all. Like, what's his name?
Oh my God.
Shamar Moore.
Shamar Moore from the
Okay. Damn, why you hate Shamar Moore?
Y'all look like cousins. Like, why you don't like Shamar? You damn near look like him.
So
how you don't like him?
He spent his whole career being
SWAT is a good show.
He spent his whole career being eye candy for women.
Hey,
it's a hard gig to get. If you can get it, good.
Got it.
Right? Fine. I don't have no problem with him on that regard. I just have a problem with his limited acting ability.
I think he's doing good on SWAT right now.
I think he has limited acting ability.
I think he's doing good on SWAT right now.
I love him on Criminal Minds.
I think
he did good on that.
Of who? What's that? Who's somebody? Who's somebody that just her whole career has just been
pecs and shirt off?
Yeah, the female version of that.
Tyson Bedford.
Female version.
And she can't really act that good.
Oh, and black or white?
Don't matter. Oh, it's plenty.
Oh man, Angelina
like Pamela
Jolie.
Anderson.
Angelina Jolie.
Like she couldn't act.
Angelina Jolie.
She
can act. Are you crazy?
I think she can act. I think she can act.
What? So, what is your favorite Angelina Jolie movie?
Gia.
I like Salt.
What's your Angelina Jolie movie?
I like Salt.
Salt was good, but Gia is my favorite movie. I loved her in. I loved her in Tomb Raider.
That shit was trash.
I loved her in Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider was trash.
But Gia was my favorite.
Never seen it.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I loved
Brad
her
Pitt.
in Mr. and Mrs.
Brad
Smith.
Pitt was the highlight of that primarily.
No, I mean
keep it a buck.
He pretty and all,
keep it
but
a buck.
she carried her weight on that.
Keep it a buck.
Here's where I'm going.
So only 3. The Bone Collector was her best joint.
The Bone Collector was good.
The fact that she has all these movies says a lot. Here's where
her father's John Boyd.
LL Cool J, right? When he was a rapper.
Now you got
when LL Cool J was a rapper exclusively, he marketed himself.
Ladies love Cool J, but he was lyrically an assassin.
Oh, he definitely
was
talented. He definitely was talented.
What is the point?
I'm going somewhere.
Damn, I done ate 4 Starbursts.
But that's tempted to give.
I'm tempted to give her one back that I stole from her.
So with that being said, all the time now, and also we say this: times have changed, and they still have a long way to go. But it's not as bad as it once was.
With what?
In regards to entertainment. So there was a time in the 60s, before all of us was born, when they marketed soul music with white models on the cover.
It's called whitewashing.
They didn't want to show...
It was doo-wop.
Yeah.
It's called whitewashing.
Exactly.
Frankie Lyman.
Yeah.
Now,
that.
we've come a long way since then. Because these are the origins.
Okay.
But it's still got a long way to go.
What are you talking about?
I'm getting there. I wanted to dress it up before I got there. Now,
you done
modeled, damn.
You done modeled this bitch down the runway.
Now, here's the issue. When we're talking about marketability, what's acceptable for the masses and what's not as hot for the masses. Sometimes in the marketing scheme, here's where things get confused. If you have something that's called urban, right? It's marketing.
Other words, ghetto.
Exclusively to the urban, to the black and brown people, right? If you're marketing something to them, I think that audience, there's a certain way that it needs to be marketed to connect with those audience members.
Correct.
Right. Don't send Taylor Swift.
Oh, definitely not.
Right.
What? Okay, so
who?
She never has come up on the show ever. Well, I'm calling you was dissing that she came up, but
makes sense.
Now, if you're marketing something to a wider audience that say maybe includes some Europeans and the urban crowd,
right?
There's a certain way you have to do it to hit a little bit more of the audience members.
Right.
Correct. Now, if you have somebody who, let's say, is a Latina,
are you coming back here?
See,
are we talking about Cardi B?
No, we coming back to Mata Negra.
See, yes. So my issue.
I said, don't you talk about Cardi?
My issue with her is too much focus on things that are not pertaining to her music.
We just said that,
and
a whole 20 minutes ago.
I know, and I wasn't here though. And women, what's the word? Prop that shit up. We have to address that issue, and so what I'm trying to say.
Women,
you're trying to say that they're utilizing their privilege. Are they abusing their privilege?
No. Nah, I wouldn't go there. I would say that
because everybody has privilege.
A lot of times, what happens is that, like with Monique,
we wasn't ready to go there.
I know.
No, we were. As soon as he sat down, we were ready.
Like with Monique, and while her at the core
of what she's saying,
it is valid.
Yes.
At the core, what the lady from Love and Hip Hop Miami is saying
is valid.
Yes. However, the way to overcome that, because I'm linking.
Let me get what he's saying. He's saying that, and he's a bold man, because what he's saying is he's making this a gender thing, and some people might see this as sexist, and stop me if I'm wrong.
I will.
He's saying that we all get judged, we all get plastered, we all get put through these ringers of things.
Yeah.
But as black men and men, I can't say Caucasian men, but as black men, we deal with it, we get through what we got to get through, and we move on.
Right.
Whereas he's saying Mata Negra is utilizing her privilege as a woman.
Platform.
Not even her privilege as a woman. He's saying that instinctively and intrinsically, women tend to harp on these things, and then they run with it, and they miss the point.
That's exactly what he was saying.
That is exactly what I'm saying.
So,
God damn it! Let's go. Let's go.
I am extremely. I'm extremely proud that you summed that up in 35 seconds, and it took Diamond K 25 minutes and 6 starbursts to try to touch on that very point.
God damn it! And I said he might. I said he might be sexist on this, but to keep it 100,000% real, these are the different things that make men and women. The drama and the dramatized things can sometimes be out there. And like I alluded to, she was doing a little much instead of kind of hearing what the brother was saying. So after that, he apologized to her. So this is what happened in the show. He apologized to her, but she continued to make it an issue.
On social media, he said something to the effect of, "Man, I ain't sorry for that," type of thing.
Okay, well, I guess now he can say that, but and then when she goes on the Breakfast Club, to Diamond K's point, it's now identifying you instead of what you really should be talking about.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Hey,
I agree. But we said that.
Damn.
But that was prior to you.
But I like it. I like the drama and how he brought it out.
Because we said that okay. We said that because of all this controversy, no one is focusing on her music.
And check this out. And this pains me to say this.
Oh no.
No one ever will.
What?
No, they will.
Check for her music?
I think they will.
Let me tell you why. Because
I think it's good.
Unless she stops right now and focuses on the music, she's going to be branded. She's going to be typecast as
a problem child.
Yes,
and I brought that up.
Like,
that's the music business.
On the Breakfast Club without a song to play.
That's the music business.
Yeah.
The music business.
I agree.
You know how many artists? I mean, look at it again, and we gonna jump into something. I'm gonna let you dominate the mic, but. If you look at Jay-Z, who was rapping as long as LL, rapping as long as Kane, a lot of people could not find a label. So the industry in itself, it's unforgiving. So it's like you can't already go into it with a crutch. And D, you gotta also remember, while we understand what she's going through, what she's saying, these white executives, they just gonna look at it like something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, look what Matt Knowles had to do with Beyonce and Destiny's Child. He went through all of the BS and put them to a platform to now where you got to have her at the table. You ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not even scratching the surface. So
that's you 100% right. And my issue is it's the same issue as the next story.
Yeah.
If you want to sit and complain to the machine about the inner workings of that machine, is you wasting your fucking time. Unless you're ready to create your own machine.
But see, I disagree because
the machine won't change.
The machine, hold on, I'm gonna hold that to you.
The machine doesn't change.
I'm gonna hold that to you.
The machine.
But hold up, I'm gonna let
this. It's just like we talking about with the white owners.
I said that.
We can preach. That's what I'm saying. We can preach to them all day. They're not going to change.
No,
that's who they are.
Yes.
Unless you create the competition for that, and just going into the next conversation that y'all getting ready to have. She's trying to change. What?
Hold on.
Who is she?
First of all, go ahead, Lady Pope. Go ahead, Lady Pope, because I dominated the mic. I dominated the mic. Go ahead. Let's talk about the Monique boycott. Lead it off. Oh, you just gonna boycott?
We already talking about it, so it's nothing to really lead off. Everybody knows what the situation is with Monique, unless you've been living under a rock and sit in the closet.
Well, what is your thoughts on it? She gets drunk.
She's got to be drunk.
She's got to be drunk. Monique, I agree with you.
You think she would have passed the breathalyzer?
No, not that she's drunk. Not that. I agree with your point that although she's bringing awareness to a real issue, it is definitely a real issue. I don't necessarily know if that was the issue that she was experiencing with this particular instance with Netflix. And then to call.
Is Monique... Okay, is she tripping? Should she have taken the $500,000?
I personally believe she should have, and I say that because it's been quite some time since she's had a stand-up. Her last stand-up did okay, but it didn't do very well, like over the top. She has not surpassed what she did when she came out with Queens of Comedy. I think that she should have. I think she should have used that as a platform, killed it, and then say, okay, I'll do a follow-up, but now we got something to negotiate.
Yes.
She's been out of the view for a little too long. She's been acting. She's had some small roles here and there, but not anything doing stand-up. And I think Monique is very funny. I think she's very talented. And like I said, I do think she has a point in what she's saying. I do agree with her that, women, African-American women get paid a whole lot less. And they don't get, the recognition that, our counterparts get. We don't. But in this instance,
I'm gonna say African American
going to be mad at you.
But then I saw that they said they offered her $3 million at first, and they wanted her to audition, and she was offended that you were being asked to audition.
But she was still right in that.
My thing is this: okay, yes, to a certain extent, you have to know your worth. Definitely, I'm not saying that you don't. Maybe she didn't. I don't know. But my thing is, when you have not been in the game for quite some time, and you want to get reestablished, go back to your roots. Do that audition. Show them that you still have it.
But to her defense, though, in Hollywood, she put up the numbers, and she has the awards.
She does have awards. She does.
Let me stop you. Let me stop that down. Let me stop you though.
Those awards are for
acting.
No. But in the industry,
and that's who she was leaning on and complaining about, and that's the shit she didn't want to promote.
But in the industry, though,
now you're gonna go back to the awards.
But no,
she didn't want to promote.
But she has a point, and I see this on a day-to-day basis in my own office. She has the credentials that any other person coming to Netflix with a project would get. So
that's true too.
They wouldn't ask Gwyneth Paltrow to audition for this role.
It depends.
No. I'm just saying.
If Gwyneth Paltrow was coming for a comedy show,
they would
ask.
But Monique is a comedy. That's like saying.
Monique.
That's like saying.
Comedy.
All right, let me put it to you this way, and I'm gonna fuck you up. This is like 92Q coming to you, Diamond K, and saying, I know you've been a producer for years, but you ain't DJ'd a live set in a minute. And he like, yo. Look at him. He like, yo, my chops is still fire though. This is my home base. You'll be like, nigga, I had mixtapes in Frostburg in 97. What you talking about?
But listen, listen. Here's the thing.
Talk to me, Nick.
Even if that happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if they said something and I see where you're going with it. Even if they said that, I would either
get the check,
either audition,
get the check,
kill it,
get the check,
and say, nah, I don't want to do it.
That goes back to the mail. That goes back to the mail piece.
Or I would say,
right
fuck that. I'm going to 93.9.
Yeah.
And then I would tell them what happened and blah, blah, blah. And we're going to kill. You know what I mean? So I would leverage it. I would definitely not play the victim role. I would definitely not say, all these mixtapes. And they being and they only want a girl like K Swift, and they being biased against me. I wouldn't say nothing like that.
Here's my issue. She wanted to bring up Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle and all of that, right? The thing is, Kevin Hart has been consistent in between acting and comedy. He's been consistent, so he can come to the table and say, unless we talking at least 10 million, we ain't gonna do nothing. Right? He's been touring. Monique hasn't done anything. That's with any career. That's just like if I'm in my career, if I have not used my license in a certain amount of time, I have to reestablish my license. There are things that I have to go through to get that reestablished. I don't see it being any different. She's been out of the loop for a while. Yeah.
I like that.
She's been
license ran out. She should be renewed.
Real talk. That's real.
License hasn't been renewed.
That's real.
Your shit has been expired for 2 years.
I'm saying you've been on, and I hate to go there because she's from the hometown, and she is an African American woman, and she is very smart. She's very articulate. If I don't give her nothing else, I give her credit for being as courageous as she is to speak up.
How you saying that?
I think it's because a lot of people don't. I don't think a lot of people are in positions and they kind of just turn away and just going about their business.
I think this is a brat bitching and moaning. I don't think this is courage. Because my thing is that yes,
I think her that was her bitching and moaning with the whole Oprah Tyler Perry thing.
Right, but it's all connected.
How much does that hurt?
It's all connected.
How much does that hurt her?
Yeah, it has. It's definitely hurt her career. Oh yeah.
I feel like
That, and this is the nail in the coffin.
I
for her.
agree.
This is the nail in the coffin
agree.
because all of the black producers that she alienated with that.
They would be the ones that can help.
They would be the people that can help. But she could
Right.
the own network. She could do a lot of different things. So she's alienated those people, and subsequently other people that are friends with those people ain't gonna fuck with her like that.
But then on the other hand, some of what she's saying was very valid. I think
Which
it
part?
was her presentation
Men
and
versus
her
women.
beefs with each of these people. I don't think she should have made
Oprah
it
and
public
Dana,
like
no?
she did. But I think that what she was saying, her reasoning behind it, I think she had a valid reason.
Which part?
With Oprah, she after Oprah promised her that she wouldn't do an interview with her family and knew how she felt about it, she did it anyway. I think that it was something
The
with
family wanted to do it though.
Huh?
The family wanted to do it.
But this is after she had a discussion with Oprah and Oprah agreed she wouldn't. And then she turned around and did it anyway.
Yeah, but if the family says we want to do it, and Monique says she doesn't,
I don't care.
Oh,
do it.
she has a right to be
Is
mad
Oprah
at Oprah.
hurting? Like, is she going to be
but
hurting not to do it
my
after
thing
you
is
gave
this.
your word that you would?
Yeah, but listen, we
She
can
has a
work
right to
that
be
out
mad at
behind the
Oprah.
scenes.
No, but
We
she-
can work
No,
that
I'm
out.
not.
So
but-
I'm saying, she has a place to be mad.
Yeah.
But that's a phone call.
Exactly. I agree.
You know
it
where
shouldn't have
Oprah
been
lives
something
at,
put
you
out.
go over to the house,
She
have a
went
conversation.
she went too hard. She went hard.
I mean,
in
she went too
Baltimore.
hard
That's
on
what
this.
she did.
She didn't play this situation right.
And that's what I'm saying. What she's saying, I don't think is not valid. It's definitely valid, and maybe in her eyes, this applies to her. And I'm not going to discredit that. I'm not going to take that away from her. There's a way about doing it, and I think her calling to boycott Netflix and putting it out there, I don't think that was the way to do it. Maybe going to another type of network or something and doing something and killing it, and then be like, oh, y'all want to call me now?
Yeah.
You know, it's a way to do it. It's a way to finagle this type of stuff. And I don't think that putting people on blast is going to do anything for your career, because it's making you look like you that difficult, angry ass black woman. And that's kind of what she's the void that she's feeling.
She's that she is, which
but she's
everything you heard about her is true.
She has been known to be difficult.
Yeah, this ain't the first time, and it's just showing its ugly head. It's like,
because
did you ever see The
I think
Wrestler?
Monique is funny.
Did you ever see the movie The Wrestler?
No, what is
I
that?
haven't watched it, but I heard it was good. I heard it was
The Wrestler.
good.
No.
You ever seen like a boxer that's past their prime and just doing it for the check? Like, if she doesn't get herself together, she's gonna be that person. She's gonna be in a small club,
But see,
at the end old
here's
and
the
not
thing.
able to pack it out because she's alienated
Here's the thing that I said before we got on air. Her calling of a boycott is very similar to the NFL boycott. People are now starting to utilize the context of boycott and the sacrifice that it takes to really successfully call and execute a boycott too lightly. Our best example of a boycott was a Montgomery boycott, bus boycott, where people that worked
was the most successful.
They worked their 9 to 5 jobs and decided not to utilize the bus system and walk to work. We talking about boycott watching TV, boycott Netflix. That's bullshit. 85% of the people that were boycotting the NFL ain't watch it in the first place.
Yeah, you're right. They weren't real NFL fans.
What I was saying is the correlation here is that we can argue. Yeah, we can argue that Netflix is lowballing or blackballing Monique. We can argue that Colin Kaepernick is being blackballed by the NFL, which we all know to be true. Colin Kaepernick, in the sense that's different than Monique, didn't ask you to boycott. But now people are boycotting the NFL when he had a job. And the fact that he doesn't have a job, a lot of people have argued. I won't argue this because I played the game of football. I know the game of football, and I have the eye test that a lot of people don't. I think he could play, but you could argue he ain't played in a long time. You know what I'm saying? So we might not give him the chance.
I think he can still play.
I do too. But when you look at the essence of everything, don't tell me you want to boycott the NFL because it blocks African Americans' ability to vote protest. But then you watch the NBA, which I've said 10,000 times. It systemically does not allow its players to boycott freely or express themselves freely. And there's a hiring shortage of black coaches in a league that is 70% African American.
Yeah.
But see, we call boycott on one, but we're not calling boycott on another. And the only difference with Monique, if this was Hulu and black people ain't have it, right, they'd be like, fuck it, we not gonna watch Hulu. But because it's Netflix and a lot of people get their entertainment from Netflix, it's the same thing in the NFL. They don't want to boycott that.
Netflix is about to come out with this series of a single black mother of a 6-year-old that has superpowers. He's a superhero.
Yes.
What? I'm so here for that. Like, I'm sorry. I'm gonna watch that.
Monique said boycott.
I know what she said. Look, sister.
But the NFL supplies jobs to over 80% of its workforce being black men. Why should I boycott it? Because y'all that don't watch football all the time say Colin Kaepernick don't have a job. I should just do it. It's just, and I'm not saying don't do either or. But what I'm saying is this validity in what Monique is saying. There's validity.
You saying boycott, but then like I said, Dave Chappelle had his 3-part series special was awesome. Will Smith just had Bright, which was awesome. Then like I said, this series, I'm not sure the name of it, that's about to come out.
And the NFL makes millionaires. Then you had every year.
Luke Cage, like
and the NFL makes millionaires every year.
So I don't.
It's all.
Monique,
the bottom line is,
if you listen to Monique, how else can we help?
Stop using boycott as an empty tool to drive home just your point. That's the problem.
Or when it affects you.
Yeah. That's what it is. Because if you're gonna boycott, I respect the people, and I've been on record to say I respect the people that say F everything. There are people out there that won't watch Fox. They won't watch Disney. They won't watch Netflix. They won't watch the NFL. They won't watch the NBA. If you're not willing to do that,
they reading books.
Yeah, if you're not willing to do that, you're not boycotting for real. Because all of these different pieces are interconnected, and all these people drink wine and they go to the Martha's Vineyard together. They're all together.
I'm with it. So.
Now here's the
Monique,
bullshit.
let us know how else we can help, but we not gonna stop watching Netflix.
Well, come back
if you ain't get the gist of what we was talking
Baltimore,
about.
Do some local shit.
Anyway,
I want to laugh.
Yeah, that'll be something right there. So we're gonna move on. I found this really interesting article that EJ just loves so much that he's going to give us his opinion on it. So I found this article that says the top 7 reasons why single black men don't approach black women. It's kind of misleading because it makes it seem like black men don't approach black women, but we know that ain't true.
No, say that again. It's kind of misleading. Why?
Let's just entertain this for a second. So we're going to run down these reasons.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go to my male counterparts here who are so well versed and opinionated. I know they'll have something to say.
Yep.
So top 7 reasons we don't seem fun. Speaking about black women. And this was supposedly, this information came from professional matchmakers who reached out to their African American male clients to get their views on this topic.
But they won't tell you the dynamics of who they research. They won't tell you how they researched it. They won't tell you the tools. They won't tell you none of that. So I just want to put that out there.
Let me just say, this is an article in Essence magazine. This is not any empirical data.
Essence should know better.
This is not any,
Essence should know better.
Trial. Okay.
They ain't even
we don't seem fun. We look like we can't be bothered, so I guess we have the resting bitch face all the time. We don't offer enough support. We aren't supportive to our black men. We're more inhibited sexually, so we're not trying to be an all-out porn star. We want what we want. We say what we say. Our friendliness is often misunderstood.
Now, what did that mean?
It's non-existent.
Damn, we don't even got friend. We don't even uphold friendliness. Is that what you're saying, Dominican? Friendliness. It said our friendliness is often misunderstood. So
was that number
if
7?
We're being friendly with a guy, it's often misunderstood as flirting or inviting into, wanting more attention in a dating type of way. But that's not necessarily the case. We're just being nice. And the last one is we put the pressure on, basically making you uphold a standard and living out your full potential. So These are the top 7 reasons why Essence Magazine believe that single black men don't approach black women. So let me just kick it over to these 2 black men we got sitting here in the studio. I don't care what your
shame on
nationalities and backgrounds
shame
are. Y'all
on
black.
Essence for
black.
Shame on Essence for allowing 2 bloggers to say they conducted a study with some men and we don't know their background because newspapers and articles used to say they used to give you demographics. They used to give you the questionnaires. They used to give you the replicas of the study. This is just lazy shit.
People barely read.
This is lazy shit. This is what people do on Facebook. You know what this is? This is what people do on Facebook. They go online and they say, oh, well, they think about something personally troubling to them, and they go online, they say, yeah, I ran into this person today who said, black people can't be here. I'm not going to say the name of the place. I'm not going to say the name and the time, but this happened to me. Seek pity on me. That's what they did. They basically took time to conjure up this study and put it out there to get buzz and to fill a piece. This is a filler piece.
So basically what you're saying is you're not here for
if you can't, I agree with you. I don't ask you to give me a dissertation with empirical data, but I want to know, did you talk to men that are cisgendered? And when I say cisgender, are they identifying themselves as males? Is their orientation just with females, cisgender females? Who are the people that you talk to? Don't just tell me you talk to a bunch of motherfuckers and where they at though. So you don't seem fun. What the fuck does that mean?
So
what does that mean?
With that being said,
you got me cursing. I went through a good amount of the show not cursing.
And you said the real good curse words like fuck. But how do you feel about these?
What does that mean? We don't seem fun.
We don't seem fun. They said they don't.
So if black women don't seem fun, let me ask you this. This is what I would rebut to them. If black women don't seem fun, what woman does seem fun?
I don't know.
Because I don't have that much.
I guess the exotic girl.
No, we're not there yet. But I'm addressing item 1. I'm addressing item 1. I don't.
Oh, excuse me. Wasn't it Cameron who just broke up with Juju and said that he broke up with her because she wasn't so fun?
It wasn't fun.
Well, she's a big part of the relationship.
I think Cameron was being
a black woman.
I think Cameron was being very immature, which a lot of people have already said.
Translate is not being fun no more. Translate what that really means.
That means he wanted to do some other stuff. He's out there. He got caught out there, and he found somebody who's fancy his heart. Yeah. And he's feeling himself. You got to remember, you can't compare Cameron to the average man. Cameron is a millionaire. He's had a great public life.
I'm just putting an example.
What I'm saying,
we don't seem fun.
It doesn't apply. That's what I'm trying to tell you. As a man, I haven't had much interaction with white women in general, let alone intimately. So I don't really know what they subscribe to. I don't really know what they do. Hispanic women,
Australian women.
Asian
women.
Australian women is not cultural difference than Caucasian. It's just a location. So that's going to be different. What I'm saying is, I don't know even a Hispanic woman and Latino women, depending on where you from and how you was raised, you going to be African as the way we put it before. So how are y'all not fun?
I don't know.
That's why it's some bullshit.
I mean, it's some more. I could read more into the article.
That's why it's some bullshit.
On a person. So fun to one, not fun to another.
But how do you generally gather from talking to these men and just leave it out there?
So I briefly skimmed the article.
A man didn't say that. A man did not say that.
And not say black women are fun. We don't. That's not how we roll.
Exactly.
That's not your lingo.
No. That's bullshit.
No.
They probably watched Cam's interview and was mad for Juju and wrote it down. Literally.
Okay, what about we look like we can't be bothered? I've had people tell me that I don't look approachable.
That is very true.
That I
That's
look
100%
mean.
true.
They tell me that all the time. They're
when
like,
I first met you,
really
I thought you was I remember when I first met you, when we were in class, I sat where?
What?
You don't remember?
No, I don't.
I sat by the window of that class.
That's what all the black students said.
By the door. And your ass would come in there.
Ready to go.
You would come in there looking mad as hell. And we were the only 2 black people in this class. Now we talking about University of Maryland for our masters. We were the only two black people. You were the only black woman. I was the only black man. And I would look to you when somebody said something crazy, and you would just look mad. And there were times you would look at me for confirmation and affirmation, but they were very few and far between. Okay? So I'm just saying, you fall within that. But that's environmentally true.
So listen, let me give you a little, but it might tie into this as well, because in the article it stated, with women having, African American women being the backbone of the community, and everything, we have so much on our plate. That could kind of speak to that. So yes, I probably did come in looking mean. I had 6-month-old twins in graduate school, and I had a full-time job working for.
Jen, you still look mean after that.
I came in class, yes, because by the time I came in that 6 o'clock class, I wasn't here for it.
Oh, you remember the class time, though. But
yes.
you don't remember everything else, though.
No. I know it was a 6 o'clock class because all my classes was in the evening was because I had a full-time job.
But wait a minute. But see, here's the thing, my sister. See, here's the thing. I had a something month old baby. I was the one waking up with him, driving an hour to work and coming back and this, that, and the third. But you see what I'm saying? The difference is I can't look like that, because when I look like that, the world make me. Oh, he got to get put down immediately. Not taking away from what you're going through, but I understood it. I never chastised it. I've known you 7-8 years. This is the first time you ever heard me ever say this to you.
That I look mean? No, you have told me that before. You told me I look mean before.
Bullshit.
But I've had that, and sometimes is people say, "Oh, well, you look like you're upset," and I be like, I look regular.
But I mean
myself. But I mean, you're not necessarily walking around with a Kool-Aid smile on your face or whatever. You can have a million things on your mind.
But I think that's all black people.
I get it. I'm saying,
and especially to the region, and see, this doesn't equate for that. We're in the Northeast, okay? We not in sunny Southern California. It gets cold around this bitch, okay? Poverty and struggle here is a difference. So you gotta have a grimy Northeast look. I'm from New York. Everybody looks mean as hell. So to me, I'm just like, it's a day. It's another day.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all rude as hell.
That's why that's partially true.
Okay.
But I mean, brothers, it's not true in the sense that brothers gonna shoot they shot anyway.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
They gonna shoot they shot anyway.
You can look like Ursula. It don't matter.
Most of these shit that's on that guy.
It's not good, guys.
All right. What about we don't offer enough support?
Y'all don't all the time, but that don't stop us from talking to y'all.
It's not gonna stop us from talking to y'all. There's some things that men that we go through that societally has reared everybody to believe men don't need support for. And we all suffer that, but that ain't gonna stop a man that is single from prowling on a single woman. It's just bullshit. It's not gonna happen.
Okay, we're more inhibited sexually. Damn, everybody took a side. Did you hear that? They side in unison.
Yeah, because I was trying to process it. Yeah, I don't see me and him different on this. I don't think that that's true. I think that was true before, like when we was youngsters. But as we got older,
that was probably true before Little Kim.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. See, because thongs to me came out in the 90s.
Yeah,
Kim opened
99. Yeah.
Like it's all big draws.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden thongs came out.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And girls started acting like it was cool to be sexual. And then things started changing.
Let me say this. I think in part, and you mentioned this before, I was raised not to be this. Yes, and your 13s and your 14s, and granted, if you have a good life, because we know professionally people are not always afforded this, but if you have good upbringing and you're reared right, yes, you should not know how to give no head. No, you should not. However, when you become an adult, men, we were not known for giving women head. And you know what, damn it, we've stepped up to the plate and we've adapted. Okay? There are a lot of women out there, though.
And we thank you.
There are a lot of women out here, though, that have not stepped up to the plate. And I would say that this is not,
like in 2018?
Yes. And I would say that this is not y'all fault. I would say this is not y'all fault. But societally, y'all do not, and I'm gonna take this back for y'all.
Really,
societally, y'all do not get the pass that other cultures get, because when y'all are expressive, they call it raunchy. When y'all are too exposing or whatever, they call it lewd or urban. You know what I'm saying? But when old girl Jessie Spano from Saved by the Bell got bucket naked on whatever that movie, I can't think of the movie, 96 came out. You know, remember, she got all these critical acclaims and all this. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that it's not easy for y'all to brag and boast it. And then too, on the left hand side,
that did open up a lot.
yeah, and when you look on the left hand side, not Players Club, I'm talking about striptease or something. When you look on the other side though, the other people that are out here bragging and boasting about what they do, they on IG and they doing this and they doing that, so they automatically get a stigma that they some hoes, which is not the case. You want to be, you want to be sexually expressive.
I think African American women are sexualized. However, we're not allowed to be sexually expressive.
That's what I just said.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah,
I don't agree.
I agree with that.
I agree that
Because Cardi B, because the things that Cardi B says,
express themselves sexually.
now they're starting to a little bit more. Like, people like Cardi B is a champion. She's letting you know, like, I do this, so what? And I appreciate that.
Yo, her mixtape cover
dope.
with her
I didn't see
drinking
that.
the 40 and like she's, you know.
I didn't see that.
What?
I didn't see that. Don't tell me. I don't know if I should see
Cardi's
it.
the champ.
I don't know if I should see it, but I like her when she's going on talking about, you know, how she gives head and do this. Like, Cardi B is not a product of being a Latina or a light-skinned Latina or a non-black or whatever. She's from the hood.
Yeah.
And if you know where she's from, like I do, she don't care. She just like,
She
I don't
never
care.
did. She never did.
And that's what I respect. And I think you guys, with all of the empowerment,
Extreme, because a lot of girls fall way north of that.
But see, the thing is,
Halle
you
Berry's
know,
been
to,
doing
to
it, though.
speak more. To speak,
works good for me.
but see, to speak more to that, so like you know, we talked about how you're worried that, you know, you don't do this and you don't do that.
Right.
However, when you get older, that's, you know, kind of what you want. So it's like
Right.
the whole phenomenon. You want a lady in the street and a freak in the bed. But the thing is, it's almost like, you know, being programmed. Oh Lord, he getting the mic.
You know, that's an important thing right here, and I don't know if women understand what that means.
No, they don't.
Because that's
Well, break it down, black man. This is why we're going
men
through this.
definitely want that. What that means is the stuff that we do, I don't want everybody to see it.
Yes.
Like, I don't want everybody to see your goods.
Yes.
But when we home and it's
Man,
us,
see,
this is us.
You're a little bit older,
Nope.
okay,
I'm-
but I don't think
I'm
that
younger.
That's,
I'm younger.
I don't think that still reigns
That's
true.
what that statement means.
Because they
That's what
putting
that statement
everything on
means.
Instagram and
Don't mean
Facebook. They
nothing.
don't care if these girls show off their behind.
But see, they don't know what it
all
means.
their
They don't know what it
goods,
means to
their
value.
skill
They don't
set,
know what
anything.
it means to value
That's
their
what
women.
that.
Okay.
That's
Look,
what that
9 times-
statement
let me put
means
this
that
out
you
here.
just said, though.
9 times out of
Woman
10.
in the street freaking the bed. I didn't say the statement. You did. And
Okay.
I'm just telling you what the statement means.
9 times out of 10, a man that broadcasts and showcases his woman in that respect, he does not value her, because men are jealous creatures by nature.
So what you're saying?
No,
wait a
no,
minute.
listen.
I want to just be
Listen to me.
clear. What you're
Yeah.
saying is, if a man has a woman that he respects or even loves in any sense, he would not be broadcasting the things that she does sexually, broadcasting her body or
how
anything
many
like
men did you know do that?
Definitely
I
not.
several.
Unless
unfortunately.
Yeah, but
also
they-
those
they
men,
also
but
have
those
other
dudes are
women.
young. They're
And they,
young.
yeah, they young
They got
and
other
they
women.
freaking off with other people.
Absolutely.
So here's the thing:
Yeah,
a
that's
man.
true.
It always got me where people be like, "Don't you want your woman to look good on your arm?" Yeah, to an extent, but I don't want it to go to the point where I gotta fight every nigga in the club. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that.
Right.
A real man that really loves his woman, his queen, he don't want that. He don't want the same way y'all don't want us in the basketball shorts or the print with sweatpants. Society likes to tell women, and especially black women, that if your man is jealous, then he's a hoe. He's a bitch. You don't want to deal with him. You don't need no jealous man. The reality is, we are jealous. If your man loves you, he gonna be jealous. Fuck that. That's truth.
But there's degrees.
There's degrees of jealousy, and there's ways that we're able to express it to where we can maintain some masculinity. But hell no, I don't want my woman out here showing her ass crack and everybody know what she do. Damn that. Hell no.
Got it.
Hell no.
No. Hell to the no.
Hell to the no. What's the next one?
We want what we want.
That's the goddamn truth. But are you saying in the sense that
you got nothing, Diamond K?
Is that what you want? What you want?
That's not basically saying like we're not flexible. We're not willing to meet guys halfway.
I say that's a generational.
It's like this is what it is.
I say that's a generational.
You gotta leave.
I say that's 100% true.
No. I would push back.
Not flexible enough.
I would push back to a degree.
Not flexible enough.
Let me take the lady side. I would say it's a generational thing.
Slight word.
I would say it's a generational thing. I would say women of a certain age and experience and reality understand that life is real, and
that's a nice way of saying is after life has kicked you in the ass a little bit. See, and I used to love that philosophy. I used to say about girls that used to act like high maintenance, high sedity. I say I'm a check back with her in 10 years. After life,
well, what did you find?
Ass a little
and what
bit.
did you find?
Very, very
more open,
more open, nicer.
No, it's so let me paint the picture.
Had to go through some stuff.
Let me paint the picture for you. And and Jennifer, I always big you up as being a great mom and being a great advocate for young boys, right? But there are so many women out here with young daughters that don't have to see the humanity in black males because they don't have them, right?
Wow.
You are a mother of two where you got to see the value of community. Do you know you have counterparts out here that are like, fuck men, fuck this, fuck that. Yep. And they raising their daughters to be the same way because they don't have that responsibility.
Well, my sons won't be dating them.
Exactly, but as a mother of boys, you have to have that propensity. There are people out here that you also have to realize there are people out here from 27 and down that are childless, no responsibilities, and they literally can say, well, I am who I am. Take me who I am. Yo, even Mary J's song was like, take me as I am or have nothing at all. That's the biggest bullshit you can say. First of all, you gotta work on yourself. Like, if you don't, there are people out here that don't even like their self but refuse to work on their self but want a man to marry them.
Oh, pause right there for a second. Not gay pause, but real regular pause. So,
pause.
Why is it so, though? Why is it that they will hear these things? See, we don't do this, right? We don't do this. Women do it. Women hear songs and they live them songs. They think it's real life. But we don't do that.
We can't.
Because like the songs that women like,
we can't.
When SZA's song came out, like chicks had attitudes. You know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna be weekend, Saturday. You know what I mean? Like they was all like whatever the hot song is, they eternalize that shit in real fucking life.
There is
a take me as I am. Like bitch, you fucked up.
What about if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it?
That? You need to make
some
improvements.
Should have put a ring on it.
Right. Right. When put a ring on it was out.
If I like it, don't mean I gotta marry you.
Right. That's the dance they was doing in the club. To every song. To every song. Why the fuck?
And then we found out years later that even Beyonce has it hard. Woo.
Yep.
So I'm like, what are we really talking about? Like, the reality is we do some, and I've said it before on this show, and I'm going to say it again. Men, we do some foul, downright disgusting, dog dirt shit. We are foul by every sense of the mean. Me, I don't care. No, you know what? I'm going to pile it on. We foul, we ain't shit. We have done that. But you know the difference between us and y'all? We don't cover for the rest of y'all. We own our shit, and I'll be like, oh, Charlie Mack foul? Charlie Mack foul, motherfucker, but that ain't me, baby.
Right.
Y'all motherfuckers be like,
no.
Women ain't cheating on they man. There ain't no woman that don't do that. There ain't no woman that don't come home and don't cook. There ain't no woman that did this. Hell no, I swear by it. I live by it. I guarantee it.
Never in woman history.
Never in womandom.
Has any woman ever.
Has happened.
because
Your
I know,
old life.
because my girlfriend such and such, she don't do that,
And she
so
going
it's not
through
true.
this. And she going through that. She ain't never. That's y'all problem. Y'all, we as men, we know. Listen, I got so many men. I got so many homeboys. And I know girls that be like, hook me up. I can't do that. I'm not responsible for what he's going to do to you. I can't do that. But women will be like, yeah, my homegirl cool. She got her shit together. She got this, that, and the third. And no, she foul. You don't even like her. So why you put my boy on with her?
I can't identify. I'm sorry. Our friendliness is often misunderstood. I don't know what that means exactly. So black women are friendly.
Oh, meaning friendliness as far as we take you being friendly as you try to fuck me.
Yeah.
Well, that's just nature of man.
Both ways.
That's just the nature of man.
You can't just be nice.
We misinterpret the friendliness.
Yeah.
That's the nature of man.
That was the.
That's partially true.
I disagree with the premise of this thing. You can't say in one token that every woman is nice or is trying to fuck us, and then the next thing saying
we don't talk to y'all. Yeah.
How the fuck you know she's unapproachable
if we don't try?
Yeah. How you know she's friendly if you were scared to approach her?
Noted. I mean, I'm just look.
Well, I agree with Don McKay, and I'm a be objective as possible, even though I can't because I'm a black male. But I will say the nature of man is that we are like that. We are just wired that way. We're hornballs that way. So if a woman holds the door in the elevator for me, there's a part of me that assumes, God damn it, you do smell my cologne, don't you? You like that shit I put on. You saw my haircut, didn't you?
You just noticed the
I'm not opposite. They gotta damn near hit me over the head before I see it, because I don't, just because somebody being nice, I don't think that means they trying to go. You know what I mean? I just think they just.
I'm not saying I'm the same way. I'm just saying they're.
No, but I know a lot of people that's like that.
Yeah. Why? You know why it's that way? Because for men, and this is what women have not, and I'm giving a lot of game right now. I apologize, but for women, they have not realized that one, we're visual creatures. That's why we like it with the lights on. That's why we like to see it. 3, we are instinctively about the hunt. That's why it's not about the emotion. It's not about the fact that I smashed somebody.
Really?
When y'all smash somebody, it's danger zone.
Is men still doing? Is men still hunting?
My bad.
You're doing too much right now.
I'm about to say, are men really even still hunting?
Oh, we definitely on that. Yeah, that's true.
It's the hunt.
He's true.
It's the hunt. It's the.
Do y'all even have to hunt?
But see, that's why I think.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see.
Yes, we do have to hunt.
We do hunt.
Yes, we do
I
have
don't
to
understand the hunt. It's different. So
yes.
No, if you stand still and hold your breath long enough, it's gonna come right in your
But
face.
we don't like
That's not true.
That's
not true.
That's why I don't notice a lot of times, because when we're not hunting, we ain't paying attention to that.
Yes.
When we're ready for that, then we will hunt.
Yes.
When we're not ready for that, like, why she acting like that?
All right, I said
something must be wrong with that.
Yes.
She trying to get what the fuck's going on.
She's selling it.
She's selling it.
If that shit happened to me, I'm like, no, I don't want to buy it. I'm good. I don't know what club you work at, but I'm good.
You treat it like a guy who walked past you holding something in his hand. You be like, no, I'm good. I ain't trying to buy nothing. I'm good.
I'm good.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
I'm just
All
telling you.
The last one, we put the pressure on.
I agree, but I think y'all deserve to do that, though. I agree, but I think y'all deserve to do that.
Women in general put the pressure on?
Well, see, they left it very vague. So I'm saying in a sense where if you've been with a guy 12, 5, 9, and you never been married before, or, everybody's circumstance is different. But I'm just saying, if you're 28, 26 with a guy and you've been with him 10 years and he hasn't discussed having a baby or having financial or having a business or doing type of shit like that, then I think you should put the pressure on him.
But here's the thing. And I didn't realize it until 100% it wasn't solidified until she read that last statement. That list was compiled by a female.
We already knew that.
And this is what women think we think.
Yep.
That was not actually compiled by a man.
No research was done.
No
research.
Because the real stuff that we think wasn't on there.
EJ, the next time you have a frat meeting or something, you should ask this and get some.
When I finish my PhD, I'm gonna do a lot of research.
I don't want to wait that long. I'm talking about. Like,
hopefully it's this year. Don't say that long. Damn.
I'm just saying. I'm talking about within like the next month. I know you're going to be around your frat brothers or whatever. Just get it like a general consensus.
I do this research around.
All right. Well, I want 7 reasons to combat these. Since you're saying these are so fake.
Okay.
You can join Diamond Cat.
That's a good challenge.
That's bullshit on that list. And it was like 1 or 2 things that maybe
50% logical.
Yeah,
50%.
Some of the stuff on there was just outrageously.
They literally thought, how can I get a rise out of my followers to make this a Facebook status?
That's called clickbait.
Clickbait.
Okay. I have one more thing I wanted to discuss very quick.
It's like they used to say back in the day, jailbait.
Did y'all see the comments Sierra's getting railroaded about what she's telling women to level up in regards to getting a husband?
Yeah, I like this. I'm so happy about this. Let me tell you why I'm happy about it first. Can I tell you why I'm happy about it?
You didn't see it?
Can I tell you why I'm happy about it?
Go to Instagram.
Let me tell you why I'm happy about it. Sierra was somebody that y'all was champion. Y'all was like, Future ain't shit. She done moved on.
Russell's a good man. Russell's a good man.
Now that she talked a little bit more, you see, this is why Future wasn't cheating on her ass in the first place.
Now she's speaking down on the comic folks.
So listen,
she's crazy.
Now she's
she
kind of
took it from
throwing her under the bus.
She kind of took it from a video clip of a pastor, I don't remember his name, where he basically
That's already
said,
wrong.
You kind of carry yourself as a girlfriend. You'll always be a girlfriend.
Yeah.
When you go into this relationship, you need to carry yourself and you need to be posed as a wife, and that's how you become a wife.
And that was wrong.
So Sierra in turn, this was an actual clip in a sermon that he had. Mm-hmm. And Sierra basically said, before, she was looking for love, and she had to find how to love herself the way that God loves her. Mm-hmm. And that was the comparison she had. She said, well, once I was able to do that, and I was able to carry myself as a woman that was deserving of a husband, I got a husband. That's what she was pretty much saying.
So this is after she done messed with 50. Who else was Bow Wow? Oh, this is how she prayed on Bow Wow. But this is after she prayed on Bow Wow.
She prayed on him. Okay.
I mean, even though age-wise, Jazzy Faye, I think, and then went
that
to
was
50.
A rumor. That was never confirmed.
And then went to 50, and then went to Future. And then went to the polar opposite on paper, what we seem to know as Russell Wilson. Here's the thing. She.
And what about that fake ass? We not having sex until we got married.
Yeah, because his performance on the field, went down. So they clearly was getting it popping. But here's the thing, it's like you did all of the things that you're doing. And then you went to the extreme to post the pictures about you and Future's son wearing Russell Wilson's jersey and all these different things. And people don't have no problems with that. And that's cool. Again. But now, ladies, your hero, your Trojan horse, your champion has now told y'all to level up.
Dang.
So here's the thing.
Step your game up.
Here's the thing. Perception is everything. Perception plays a big part. One thing that I hate, and I hear so many men do exactly what you did. You run down the list of guys that she dated prior to her husband. Mm-hmm. We all go through a growing stage.
Facts.
The child that you dated when you were 13, 14 years old should not mimic the woman that you date when you're 30. You should learn some things as you go along and you grow up. But to hold your past against you like that, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's okay. I don't think it's fair to do that. Now, in saying that, she's basically saying this is what I did with my life, and it may work for some, it may not work for others. People take stuff too literal and too personal. Okay. Because this is Sierra. She's an entertainer. She's in a whole nother tax bracket. She's around a whole nother realm of people, and this is what she did to achieve what she got. Maybe there is something you could take from her story that you can use and apply to your personal life. Maybe you can't. But to completely attack somebody and railroad them for giving their opinion and their testimony for what happened in their life, I think that is absolutely fucked up. That is just retarded to me. And with all of it, All of it is retarded to me.
No,
so
she's right. Let
my
her finish,
thing
let her
was
finish.
with her statement that she made, I saw nothing wrong with what she said, because I agree that if you want something more than what you got, that's what you have to do. You have to level up. Period. You have to do more than what you're doing now to get what you want.
Strangely enough, I agree with you, and I agree with her point in the sense that. Wait
a minute, are we documenting this?
I agree with her.
Me.
I now see. I brought up her past just because I brought up her past. This is Ciara. This is not with all. No. This is not. No. I gotta stop you.
You gotta hear what
I heard you.
We do that all the time.
Yeah, women do it all the time too.
It's like
women do it all the time too. So what?
Not fair.
This is what happens. This is relationship.
I don't like it.
This is what public people. Listen. This is what happens when you try to put your homegirl with somebody. Girl, who we fuck with? Oh, you know, girl that used to go to Mervo, used to be over here, that and the third. Everybody does that. Get over it. Fuck it. So what? Here's the thing. I brought that up just because I had to be petty. It didn't mean nothing towards her. I'm going to admit that. But I do understand and I agree with her. I'm the type of person where I don't believe that. I think the essence of relationships is gone. See, people get in relationships today to just be in them.
Just cause, yeah.
I think that if you gonna level up, be in a relationship to be in it for the long term. There's a certain age where if you're in a relationship, if you're gonna be in a relationship, get into it being
it should be
open to think that it's going to be a long-term goal.
It should be a goal.
I'm not just fucking with you to smash.
Just something to do.
Does it have to be that or nothing?
No, it does not have to be that or nothing. But that should be a part of the mutual. And then you have to both have an understanding to be able to come together and paint that picture to figure out what it is. You guys can't be what it is we want, what we want, and then not include the man. That's where you go wrong. Right. That's where a lot of women go wrong. But what I'm saying is, you know, after a certain age, you shouldn't be out here just dating to be dating. So I agree with what she's saying, and I'm a give you ammunition.
See, I don't agree with that.
I'm gonna give you ammunition though. Don't expect yourself as a girl, as a woman, to come out and be wife material. Also look at the man as husband material.
Sure.
I can't get with you though if you look at this guy, you know up front he's not husband material, right, and you continue to run off into the sunset.
But that's a two-part problem. But I want to address that first.
Damn, we going a long time tonight.
Yeah, we got right with a second. But
we at 9:20. Goddamn, let's go.
Here, let me ask you this. Let me ask this question.
Diamond K went around the mulberry bush.
I know that we were claiming our time. That's what we doing.
Let me say this. Let me ask you this question. Okay. All right, so her statement was level up, don't settle. And she posted a video of the gentleman talking, saying the stuff that you were saying. Okay, now every woman wasn't offended by that. Some women looked at that for the way she intended it because she didn't mean to offend. What she meant to say was, ladies, don't settle. Better yourself.
It was more inspirational.
And yeah, that's what she was trying, and it completely missed her mark by some unintelligent people. But a lot of times women will do that and try to live that sentiment and try to make every relationship a marriage relationship that potentially could just be a learning experience relationship. Sure. And you say, oh, I'm dating to get married. But everybody you date is not somebody you're supposed to marry, which is a lot of times why people marry the wrong people, because they too quick to get married, be in the married mindset, when maybe what you're supposed to be gaining from this relationship is knowledge, not anything more.
Maybe this is what you're not supposed to do.
Yeah. So because maybe you've been attracted to this same type of guy, and these type of guys ain't shit, and you need to see that this is not the type of guy you need to be dating. So you need to be in this relationship so it can break you down, so you can meet somebody else that's really on your level and build with.
Right.
But a lot of times they end up marrying a fucked up guy, and then the life be fucked up, and
or they're the fucked up party of the marriage.
Or there's that.
Yeah.
I mean, because we
was damn near ready to lynch Ciara though. It was.
But like, here's the thing, and you know what, Ciara, I've always liked her. I didn't like the certain things that went on in certain things, but you know, here's the thing. Going back to what we all said, we're all real people. We're all real tangible people in this room, and we put too much emphasis on the bullshit that these people are going through. Like, I don't care about Russell Wilson and Ciara. I really don't. I care more about what we used to do in the speakeasy when we were in bars. We saw people interact with one another and have real life experiences and real life drama and get the real life healing out. And I do agree to a degree, like, level up. Don't go into a relationship just because you want somebody to occupy your bed, because you don't like going to sleep alone at night. If you're not willing to change who you are, if you're not willing to adapt to a relationship, if you like, there are people out here that literally believe that they don't have to change who they are. And I've come through the trial and error of learning that I have to do that.
Well, the thing is, if you are in any relationship, there's growth.
Yeah.
If there's growth, there has to be change.
But
you cannot grow without changing.
Some people don't want to grow within that relationship, and they wind up losing it, and then they wind up blaming the other party.
But regardless, maybe that's a relationship you didn't need to be sustained in.
But hold up.
That might be one of the stepping stone relationships.
What if there's an instance where you claim this relationship wasn't good for me, but there were bad things about that person, rightfully so, but there are bad things about you that you didn't correct from that, and now you're going to another one.
That's
and you still
problem.
think it's okay?
That's somebody else's problem, not yours.
Now it's somebody else's No, it's still that person's problem who never fixed their internal problem.
Right, and that's why sometimes your issues go from relationship to relationship. But until that person sees that, then it's going to be a constant
that's
issue.
why I agree with her, because she said you got to heal yourself first.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's the thing. That's the biggest thing that people are missing.
Absolutely.
Ciara had to heal herself. I referenced the other relationships in a petty sense to kind of dig at it because I was just being funny, but she went through the gambit of different people, and through that you get broken down, you get rebuilt, and she rebuilt herself and her image of what she wanted, and now she might be more along the lines of who she wants to be.
Listen, she's all right with me. I love
but why
her
are more
message.
people not doing that though?
Because people don't like to be criticized. They can't take constructive criticism. That's the problem. And they go straight on the defense instead of listening to the message and applying it to your life the way you need to.
Amen.
That's the problem.
Amen. Amen. Was there anything else that we missed?
All right. Well, I'm charging Diamond K overtime because I felt like I didn't adequately reclaim my time. I think we hit everything.
We did. I did touch on the Stephen A thing a little bit. I feel like it was one other thing. Oh, Super Bowl bullshitting, and we will not tonight.
Yo, I'm tired of the Patriots. Like, real talk.
For one day. For one day. For 2 weeks.
Our Philly brothers.
For 2 weeks.
We with y'all.
2 weeks. If you're not
our fellow Bird family.
If you're not an NFC East fan, that is not an Eagle. I understand. If you're an NFC East fan and that's not the Eagles, I understand why you're not messing with them. But if you're everything else, we are Eagles fans for at least 2 weeks. And shout out to the NFL. There's been a lot of bashing of the NFL, which I still believe on record today the NBA is worse, and I'm gonna stick with that until somebody proves me wrong. The NFL
He's very passionate about that.
The NFL rejected an ad by a veterans group that had an ad or commercial for the Super Bowl to virtually ask people to please stand during the national anthem. The NFL said, "Nah, we don't want your bread, and we don't want that controversy. Go somewhere." Kudos to them because
had they done that.
First of all, tell people. Excuse me. First of all, don't ask me to stand for nothing that our president don't even know. Tell your president to learn the damn national anthem first, and then we can talk about wanting me to stand for the national. Man, listen. All right, I'm done.
Well, tell the NBA to lift the rule that forces players to stand in the proper posture during the playing the national anthem.
Until your POTUS know the words, don't even talk to me about the national anthem.
Well, until 50% of white women stop voting for somebody who grabs people by the pussy.
Let's say this. He won for two reasons: America's obsession with celebrity, A, and B, they were voting against Hillary.
Yeah. Which I don't disagree with.
Another charismatic person.
Hillary's terrible.
Would have, other than her. She was the absolute perfect storm. That's the only person that he could beat.
She's a woman. Because this country's not ready for a woman president.
Especially
No, I don't
her.
think so
Especially
Especially her.
Yeah.
I think that Oprah would have had a chance.
I feel like
'cause she's liked.
Michelle would be the first female president
Michelle is
ever.
liked. Oprah's liked, but Hillary
I'm
is
not voting.
not
Terrible.
liked. Hillary's
I'm not voting
liked.
for Oprah.
I'm just saying, this, you know,
She
the white
vote for
people,
Michelle.
that a lot of people
would vote
look.
for Michelle.
Oprah's more liked than Hillary.
Hell yeah.
Oprah, I mean,
Hell
Hillary
yeah.
is just not liked.
In comparison, yes, but I
Hell
wouldn't.
yeah.
I wouldn't vote for Oprah.
I wouldn't vote for Hillary. I did, but you know, if it was a better Republican candidate, let's say Larry Hogan, my man Larry.
So there is a Republican
I like
you would have
Larry
voted for.
Hogan.
I would vote for Larry Hogan
I would
Over
too.
who?
Hillary Clinton
But that's
every day.
well.
I know he'll vote for him over O'Malley. That's what I know.
Would you vote for O'Malley over Hillary?
Hell no. No. No.
I think I'm gonna post that on my
Yes.
page.
Yes,
You would
I
vote
would.
for O'Malley
Yes.
over Hillary.
What? Really?
Only because.
No, we're not doing this. You ain't taking me
O'Malley
down
would
this
be a
damn
better
road.
president than Trump.
Only because
Then Trump-
Hillary.
It would just
Hillary,
be straight corruption,
Hillary
that's it.
subscribe. Hillary subscribed to the black male men are sexual predators.
O'Malley does
Yo,
too.
she said that like
He never outright said it though.
He ain't say it. No.
maybe she.
I respect that a little bit better.
She changed
I
everything.
don't know. I wouldn't vote for either one of them. Damn it. Damn you.
That's a bad. That's
Damn
a
you both.
bad matchup right there.
Damn you both. Well,
O'Malley or Trump.
Shoot yourself in here either way.
O'Malley or Trump.
I'm moving.
No, you gotta pick one.
I'm gonna go with O'Malley.
Your daughters don't want to move.
I'm gonna go with
I'm a
O'Malley.
sovereign citizen.
I'm gonna go with O'Malley. I mean, I live
So
with.
O'Malley's not that bad.
I live with him.
You said O'Malley and you didn't even win. So you just
I never said he was worse than Trump.
or Hillary. So you don't like either one.
No, yeah. I don't. Yeah, I hate them both.
I don't know for sure.
Damn it. All that means is that we're politically messed up.
We've been politically messed up.
Because he ain't getting back.
Yeah. Well, been a great show. RadioOnFire.com.
This was fun.
This was fun. Jen, Lady Pope.
What up?
You petty. You're a petty Pope. You're petty.
Really? Well, you keep
Your
calling
mama's
that.
Shady Pope.
I'm not
I actually
petty.
believe that Side of Shade should host you as one of the original founders. Because y'all are all shady.
That is not true.
If this show wasn't on Wednesday, I would ask to be on it. But
Hey, inside the shade.
Get your flowers.
So listen, she told me that she did it right. I did not see it because I had logged. What
happened?
I'm had to go watch it.
what happened?
I'm had to watch it.
And she was just like, I love my big sister. And give her flowers. She's so strong and nice.
Every show now they're gonna give people their flowers while they're living, and the person she
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I was an awesome idea.
Yeah.
I don't remember a show.
I said, are you gonna have another girl next week, or you can give your flowers back to her again? She's like, leave me alone.
I need my flowers.
She said, I'm sitting here giving you flowers, and I looked and I saw that you wasn't even on the live. I'm like, I'm
'Cause
sorry.
I cut it off too. I cut it off too.
I'ma look at it.
I need my flowers too for being the plug.
You're gonna cry.
EJ needs
Huh?
his flowers.
Huh?
I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna do it because you asked me to do it. No.
Huh? I need my flowers for being the plug, huh?
It'll be a surprise.
She said, huh?
It'll be a
Black men
surprise.
can't get their flowers
Real
too?
quick, quickie. Do black men? Do y'all like roses? Do y'all like getting flowers?
No.
Oh, that's a good question.
No.
No.
You like getting flowers?
No.
Y'all don't like flowers?
No. Plant them somewhere. No.
I like flowers.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Go in the girls' room.
Some
You know
guy.
what? We ain't doing this. All right, I'm done.
I'm good.
I'm done.
So that's a good thing y'all saying. Is that what
No, it just doesn't.
you're like, yeah. You're like, no.
See, I'm more political. I'm a more political correct side of Don McKay's brain.
When we come back
There's
on the 8th,
there's no need for it. I can't. Pump
we
my
gonna
gas
talk about
with it.
Valentine's Day and what men want for Valentine's Day.
Say it
Yeah,
again.
that's what we
Hold
doing.
on.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we gonna talk about Valentine's.
Oh, you a foul individual, yo. You a foul individual.
That's what we gonna
There's
talk
history
about.
behind this.
Okay, well that's
This, you a foul. You a foul person.
I don't know what you speak of.
You do know. It's recorded history. What
I know nothing of what you said.
No, she
know what
fell.
I'm talking about most of the time.
She trying to bring it out of me. It's not
He
gonna
be
happen.
having his own conversation within his head, and I don't know what he's talking about.
We're not even gonna say Valentine's Day gifts. We're gonna say gifts in general. We're gonna go through holiday gifts. Mother's Day, Father's Day, all of that above. Cause you know what I'm talking about.
He's so
You foul.
He's so hurt. He's so damaged. Yeah, so wear your red shirt.